Welcome to the True AI Podcast. I'm Hernandez, joined by Sarah Parker, and we're witnessing a week of financial shifts and strategic realignments that will dictate the direction of AI for the next decade.
Today, we dissect Nvidia's $26 billion declaration of war on the software industry, Netflix's major acquisition in the filmmaking space, and the surge in AI-driven fraud in the UK. We will also look at the record-breaking $1 billion seed round for AMI Labs.
Let's start with the big one, Nvidia's pivot from hardware king to software competitor. Nvidia has been the arms dealer of the AI revolution, providing the H100 and B200 chips that power everything from ChatGPT to Claude. But regulatory filings reveal a $26 billion commitment over 5 years for Nvidia to develop their own open-weight models, starting with the Nemotron 3 Super, a 120 billion parameter model. Sarah, this represents a fundamental change in how the industry is structured.
It's more than a change. It's a direct challenge to their own customers. By developing open-weight models, which means the internal weights or intelligence of the model are accessible to the user, Nvidia is giving enterprises a reason to stop paying subscription fees to OpenAI or Anthropic. If you can run a world-class model like Nemotron on your own private Nvidia servers, why would you send your data to a third party?
That's the point. This provides massive benefits for data privacy and cost control. For a large hospital or a bank, the ability to have high-end AI that never leaves their local hardware is the holy grail of enterprise tech. Nvidia is creating a vertical integration similar to what Apple did with the iPhone. They own the silicon, and now they own the intelligence running on it.
It's more than a change. It's a direct challenge to their own customers. By developing open-weight models, which means the internal weights or intelligence of the model are accessible to the user, Nvidia is giving enterprises a reason to stop paying subscription fees to OpenAI or Anthropic. If you can run a world-class model like Nemotron on your own private Nvidia servers, why would you send your data to a third party?
We have to look at the instability this creates. Nvidia is the primary chip supplier for the companies it's trying to undermine. If OpenAI or Google Cloud sees Nvidia as a software rival, they'll accelerate efforts to build their own chips. This could fracture the supply chain. If Nvidia's biggest buyers cancel their hardware orders because they feel threatened, we could see a destabilization of the AI market. Is it worth risking the hardware monopoly for a software gamble?
It's a necessity, not a gamble. The closed model ecosystem is a bottleneck. By releasing open-weight models, Nvidia ensures their hardware remains the indispensable foundation for everyone, not just the companies that can afford to build their own models from scratch. They're democratizing high-end AI to protect their hardware dominance.
Democratizing is a strong word for a $26 billion power play. It feels like a move to ensure no matter who wins the software race, Nvidia collects the toll. My concern is this strategic war will lead to a scenario where you can only get the best performance if you use Nvidia software on Nvidia hardware, killing the open interoperability we've enjoyed so far.
Moving to entertainment, Netflix has closed a $600 million deal to acquire InterPositive, a sophisticated AI post-production system that allows directors to modify footage, changing lighting, removing objects, or fixing continuity without reshooting, co-founded by Ben Affleck.
The term they're using is visual logic. Unlike a standard generative AI that might hallucinate a six-fingered hand, InterPositive is trained only on the specific footage of the film being worked on. It learns the logic of that specific set, the actor's face, and the lighting of that day. This allows for incredibly precise edits that are virtually indistinguishable from reality.
This is a massive win for filmmakers. Reshoots can add up to $50 million to a movie's budget and delay a release for months. If a director realizes a background actor was looking at the camera or the lighting doesn't match between two shots, they can fix it digitally while preserving the creative intent. It keeps budgets under control and allows more experimental films to get made because the financial risk of a bad shoot is lower.
True, but let's discuss the anxiety in the industry. We're seeing a pattern of studios building internal AI tools to bypass traditional labor. If Netflix owns this technology, do they need the same number of visual effects artists or editors? There's concern that continuity tracking is the first step towards replacing the human eye in the editing room. I disagree this replaces the artist. It's their tool. Instead of an editor spending weeks manually rotoscoping an object out of a frame, they can do it in minutes and focus their time on storytelling and pacing. It's about removing the work that bogs down the creative process.
That's the corporate narrative. $600 million is a lot of money to spend on a tool that saves time. This acquisition suggests Netflix wants to automate the production pipeline. If the AI can refine visuals, at what point does the studio decide they don't need to hire cinematographers because the AI can fix the lighting in post? We're eroding the craft in favor of the bottom line.
We're pivoting now to a serious development in the UK. Fraud reports have hit an all-time record of 444,000 incidents in a single year. The common denominator is the use of rogue AI agents. Sarah, this is a clear instance where the technology is being used for illicit purposes, and the scale is unprecedented.
These aren't just basic phishing emails. Scammers use agentic AI, systems that act independently. These agents find a person's social media, clone their voice from a 10-second clip, and automatically call a family member or a bank, bypassing security protocols. The quit GPT sentiment is rising because people fear their digital footprint is being weaponized against them.
This is an immoral application of the technology. The fact these AI agents can override antivirus software and publish stolen passwords autonomously is a threat to public trust. It's no longer a person scamming a person. It's a machine gun approach to fraud, where one criminal can launch thousands of personalized attacks simultaneously.
The only silver lining is the move towards insights AI in the banking sector. The Financial Conduct Authority is pushing banks to use behavioral analytics that don't just flag a transaction, but explain why it's suspicious in real time. But law enforcement is still struggling to keep up. The speed rogue agents evolve is faster than any legislative or defensive response we've seen.
Finally, we look at AMI Labs. Founded by Yann, LeCun, they just raised $1.03 billion in a seed round, the largest in European history. They're not building a chatbot, they're building world models. These are AI architectures designed to understand the physical world, gravity, dimensions, cause and effect.
This is the pivot to physical AI. If an AI understands a glass will break if it falls off a table, it doesn't need to be told 1,000 times in a text prompt. It has a mental model of reality. Investors like Jeff Bezos and Nvidia are betting this is the key to creating useful household robots.
If we want a robot that can navigate a messy kitchen or a manufacturing arm that can handle delicate, unpredictable materials, we need world models. This is the bridge from digital AI to physical reality. The billion-dollar valuation reflects how critical this breakthrough is for the next stage of human productivity.
But $1 billion seed round for a company that hasn't even released a product yet? This has the markings of a hyper-inflated technology bubble. We're seeing staggering amounts of capital being thrown at theoretical architectures. If AMI Labs fails to deliver a working world model in the next 2 years, the fallout could be catastrophic for the entire European tech sector.
Yann LeCun is one of the godfathers of modern AI. This isn't a speculative crypto bubble. This is an investment in the foundational physics of intelligence. If we don't fund these moonshots, we stay stuck in the chatbot era forever.
But are we prioritizing moonshots over economic stability? If this bubble bursts, it won't just hurt the investors. It dries up funding for smaller, practical AI startups doing meaningful work.
It's a week of giants making their moves. Whether it's Nvidia's $26 billion software play or the $1 billion bet on physical intelligence, the stakes have never been higher. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you again soon.